Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid, and I am joined by Demosthenes
Hey, folks.
and Darkside Cookies.
Hello. How's it going?
As the three of us knuckleheads talk about Shinuyama. So, should be fun. So, the situation is the war with Nazca's over. The war with Pythium's basically over, with Pythium letting Ulm on their capital, and, Marignon and you guys taking the rest of the Pythium land. And now you guys are going into a bit of a tech up phase. So this episode will probably just be slamming through the turns, but also maybe taking a throne, but also just kind of watching some other wars that other people are in.
Yes.
Yep. And this turn, I think, well, actually, you can watch our next attempt on the cave. I think I tried to take those caves.
Oh, yeah.
Attacks of mercenaries. But it continued to go horribly wrong and glowing caverns. Yeah.
Let's see if you guys got the.
Again, we've got some Zots are going to try and land us back.
Nope. This time they didn't. Oh, they tried.
They did. That guy was the commander.
Is this guy? Oh, no, he's just limped.
Yeah. So three.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
three
this
runs in a
hurts.
row of the new RNG would have done it.
Yeah. You just can't let Darkside Cookies have the last look at the turn. He gets his bad juju on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see that there's a
Well,
little
that's
skirmishing
kinda
between
interesting.
Marignon and Tianchi over some spoils.
Enchanted Blood, Blood Surge, Righteous Wrath. Yeah, those guys are going to hurt.
Yeah. And we've not figured this out yet, but there's an imprisoned incarnate or two, and
Oh boy, that's exciting.
maybe people can speculate in the comments what imprisoned incarnates would be super cool on these guys in addition to that plus.
I'm hoping it's luck, but we'll see.
Yeah, time will tell.
Time will tell. It's kind of interesting. The
nothing
other
really
thing,
happened.
I was actually thinking, based from us talking about Nidavellir, what would be cool builds for them, and I tried to make some. It's actually like you run out of design points pretty fast, especially if you try to do like an Awake Incarnate thing. But like for a while, I was thinking quickness would be sick on them because they're really killy and they have some tankiness. But you can buff that pretty easily with your mages.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like
I think glamour is the way to go with. Yeah, with luck. I think that's the way to go. And then you get quickness and luck on these guys, and then they go burr.
Blood
But
Vengeance could be kind of spicy on them.
right.
as they
But then it's
have
like
so
you
many
kind of
lives.
also want magic weapons, and then but before you're done, the requirements you've got for these guys, the bless gets pretty expensive. So
Yeah, so I think in terms of what to look at this turn, one thing of note is that Nabaa has attacked Marignon diagonally to our southeast.
and this is Kirby, right?
This is Kirby, yeah. And diagonal wars, are always like you can really get a really weird set of borders from them. But Nabaa is a really fast nation. They've got the flying mages. Their camel riders are fast. So in terms of the sort of defensive downsides of having a weird shape, it's not a big deal. I think that they're really excited about the huge fire income from the Maritime capital as a reason to go
Yeah.
after them. And
It's
if you
weird
also
for
just look
you
at
and
them-
Ulm though, because y'all are kind of natural. They kind of have to fight you or Ulm for the next war.
Well,
If they take
I think that
Marignon.
they're thinking that they're going to fight Asphodel for the next war because they think Asphodel will be spinning out of control by then. And
Okay, well then that gives them a super weird shape. But yeah.
exactly, yeah. But I kind of see it like Ulm is kind of a nation you don't really feel much need to kill early game.
Yeah.
And they can be a kind of hard matchup, and they probably don't want to fight me because we're pretty big, and also they might want us to be sort of taking the brunt of Asphodel.
Yeah, you don't want to fight
So I
Asphodel
don't know.
though. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's noteworthy. So, and yeah, the matchup for Nabat scales really well with a lot of air magic into the late game too. So I feel like they're and blood magic potentially. So they're not really in a hurry to get too much done.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
really
this
like
is gonna be
diagonal-
interesting.
The diagonal rating because
Yeah.
It really shortens the front line, but you have all the deep rating thing where you can collect income. So I think it's a
Yeah, I'd be pretty salty if I were Marignon, but I don't know. I mean, you have to come over here and kill them, but then it's like when you kill them, what do? You're like, oh, I'll take your throne and maybe. I mean, like, there's no.
Yeah.
I think it's a stupid war, to be honest. I mean, the only reason it's not stupid is if you just think you can stomp the player, which maybe that happens.
If you think that you can stomp the player, and they're getting a fort for free at the start of this war because Marignon is out of position.
Well, it's not cracked. True. I mean, presumably they'll crack it next turn, but Marignon could just move all their stuff here. So
yeah, that's true. Not to crack it.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. Let's go to turn 25. Any final thoughts for this one?
Yeah, the one thing, because this is a multiple of 6, if you look at the income tab just to see our upkeep, there's just a couple of things I want to point out. It's in the upper left. The detailed upkeep thing. So we have about 200 Dai Bakemono and about 50 Bakemono scouts and like 25 mages. So just sort of interesting statistics. We can make that many Dai Bakemono in like 3 turns with the number of forts we have at this point. Like we're really low in terms of investment in troops, in part because we can make them so quickly. We're putting all our gold into the mages, but I don't know. I think this might be around the point where like
you got a lot of these right here. You got 170 Dai Bakemono.
Yeah, it's 200, but we can make like 70 a turn. Like if you wanted to, like you can play this nation.
Wait, you can make 70 a turn?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Sports makes 10 or more.
Okay, I mean, let's test this. Because I'm gonna call bullshit. There's no fucking way.
I think now is about the time where I start trying to convince Demosthenes to build some of the shamans rather than the priests, because they can do both.
Okay, let's see. Guess we'll make the longbow kind.
I may make the sword ones if you want to really optimize it, because you get resource limited. But I don't know.
Ah, come on. These are the ones you make, right? Am I wrong? I thought these were the ones. These are the good ones.
I mix it up depending on the matchup. They're both good. Yeah, do the ones. That's probably what we're thinking for.
Okay, so it's 8. So that's 20. That's 30. That's 38. 43. And then 9 and 43 is 52. And then, oh, damn, you're right. So it's 64. Okay, that's close. I'll round 64 up to 70. That's you were right there.
I mean, if it was the sword ones, it would have been 70, I think. Yeah. It's pretty crazy how many you can make if you put all your gold into it.
Yeah,
if we had a better cap circle too, you could probably do 20 or 30 just from the cap. I had a different Shinuyama game where I had similar numbers. I think 600 or 700 resources.
Yeah, like close to being recruitment point limited too, though. You only fit 3 more in.
That game Cookies was playing with a Disciples game with an Order 3 production, 3 pretender. We're Turmoil.
Yeah.
So it's that's ultra full scales.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to 25. All right, turn 25. We didn't check the spell messages here before, but let's see if you get. Oh,
I don't think there was
Temple of the Raging God. Poggers. It's pretty sick. I mean, these aren't really super useful.
I really
Paths for you. The Holy 2 might be useful, though. Y'all don't get Holy 2s, do you?
No. Yeah.
Nope.
So I'm really happy for the Holy 2, but it's going to take us a little while to get the temple down.
The Pyromancers are also like a good cheap researcher, which is actually kind of handy.
So this is interesting.
This I don't understand.
Wait, don't they get the Hydra Tamers? Or is this a different era?
I think they're trying to fluff these too.
Wait, let me see. Before I talk shit, I need to see if they actually get it. They do!
Yeah, there he is.
That's the whole reason you get those, is so that you can do what they're trying to do here and put them on hold and attack.
If it works anyway. Oh no! They buffed themselves.
Yeah, this is supposed to go on these guys. By the way, these buffs are not going to work against Guardians, which there's a ton of these. So
Yeah.
highly flawed plan. Battle Fury would be nice though. What is this?
Quickness.
Quickness would be nice.
But the
I mean-
ethereal in this form, you're right, doesn't do anything.
Yeah, those basically are going to insta die. Yeah, I mean, we'll watch how it happens, but I think basically the exact same thing would oh man, they get lit on fire too. That also would have popped Misform. They're going to die in like one round, yeah. Hello, Guardians. Yeah, there's no way those guys were going to tank them. I can't think of a way. Iron Skin, maybe. But...
No.
yeah, I mean, Iron Skin,
I mean, Zan did
Moss
some pretty-
Body,
Zan did some cool stuff with Hydras.
Regen, Enlarge. What size are they?
Those were
Are they 9?
sacred Hydras.
Yeah, so that you can enlarge them. I don't know. It wasn't gonna work, but yeah, they basically died on combat. So he traded 400 gold of units to kill like 100 gold of guardians.
Yeah.
Welcome to fighting middle-aged Ulm.
Yeah.
I feel there's so many things that trade horribly with guardians.
Yeah, so this
Oh,
is
you're
the
pinging
throne we have
that.
surrounded.
Yeah. Oh, with Mind Lords. Very cool.
Yeah.
Tianchi taking this from Marion. Presumably this was organized. It's 1 PD.
Yeah, the main thing to note is that it appears Tianchi is fighting Machaka to their north and has a force
Right.
siege. I think we'll get
Yeah.
there next turn.
Okay, that'll be exciting. Speaking of which, let's just go through the slow parts. I think we go to next turn. What do you guys say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, and we have turn 26. You got a Dwarven Hammer from Ulm. Very nice. Ooh, these are spicy. I don't want to ruin these by clicking on them, but presumably we're going to have a battle here. Oh, God. This is turn 26, right?
Yeah, turn 26 Asphodel.
God.
It's impressive.
Check out the
Yeah.
Carrion Fairies. Yeah.
Where are those guys?
I think they're on the bottom right. Yeah, kind of like at the front of the Carrion.
Did I miss them?
I think there's only a few. There's only
Yeah, there's like
Oh,
3 of
yeah,
them,
there's
but they're
3 of
just really cool.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I thought there was something I needed to look at. I know what Carrion Furies are, Dark Side Cookies.
Sorry. I don't know. Like, they just hit so hard, they have the fatigue effect. Very scary.
Let's look at these guys. They got... yeah, these are 6 stats. 19 strength, 18 attack, 18 defense. Some notable weaknesses. They... air shield 40. Shock resistance, fire resistance 10. I like that on Asphodel, because fire is one of the things they're traditionally kind of weak against. Berserk,
Yeah.
defense 4, blood surge, righteous wrath, awareness. Yeah, these guys are going to be... I mean, the main thing is they don't have magic weapons. You do get those on the Carrion Furies, so, you know, you got that base covered, I guess. And then these guys have magic weapons, but... yeah.
Yeah, and for being fog warriors, the archers have magic weapons that carry bows. And
Right.
so, you know, I think if you're sort of imagining like your high dominion Asphodel build, you're only going to get like 100, 120 Black Centaur all game because your population dies off. And,
Yeah.
You know, so you sort of, you know, you don't need magic weapons on the Black Centaur because you pivot to the other sacred as the
Yeah.
game goes on.
So it looks like Asphodel's kind of outplayed Man. They've been dodging fights, seemingly, but Man's kind of already in a position where, okay, maybe they can hold their capital, but they've lost the war. So
Yeah, they're down to just their capital, and I think if you click into that cave, there's some stuff underground. Yeah, we've
Yeah.
actually sort of scouted the full world's cave situation. So if you look and see Pyrene's cave is also of note for just sort of thinking about the game. Scroll around in here. Yeah, so in the Ba cave previously, and Pyrene has something like 10 provinces of cave over there
nice.
with a few forts. So get to see some cool Pyrene play.
Okay, let's see if we get any other cool battles here. This you guys going after the throne. You trusty Daibakemono. You got your rain dragon.
Yeah, which you may recall there's a big fire elemental caster here, so this is actually quite significant in terms of their ability to do.
Are these guys
I think
buffed
the
in
dragon
any
is
way?
casting Temper armor.
Temper armor, okay. Yeah, 17.
I think we've got temper armor and sailor's death from the dragon as the magic that we brought. It's pretty minimal. Plus 2 of those little plugins.
They've got fire elementals. That's
Might have seen the
a man
the
fight
fire
for this
elemental
throne.
trinket. All the way down in 1 hit.
These guys?
Yeah, this guy, I think he got like a 50 damage hit on one of those elementals.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so you lose only 4 Daibakemono. Wow.
Yeah, plus the land catchers.
Yeah,
Quite
very
fun.
cool. Okay, and now we have the one of the battles you were saying we would be looking forward to, this battle between Tianchi and Machaka. Oh boy. Oh man, this is really interesting. This is a Scales Machaka. They have spiders, but they have the spider knights, not the black hunter spiders. So
Yeah, I don't know where the Black Hunters are. He has an Awake Obfuscate build, like he expanded with the Dracolich, so they're somewhere, but they're not here.
So these guys are interesting because they get the web and the web spit from their mouth. So they're really interesting knights. And then these guys have really good armor. The spiders, it looks like they've given them decent protection, but I'm imagining the spiders die before the rider most of the time.
Yeah, I think that's right. The spiders are really interesting because their venomous thing is stat poison, which takes the stats of whatever they bite to awful and will kill them after a few rounds. But it's only not a 950 damage bite, so they sort of like they web you and then they get the crit. If you've got good armor, it doesn't really.
Yeah, these it's effect on damage, so you have to get through the armor.
Yeah, so it's an interesting.
Which makes sense.
It's an unusually good arrangement. Yeah.
God, Gifts of Heaven is so cool in Dominion 6.
Yeah. And I think it's by a margin.
What are these
the most
Red Guard
dangerous
doing?
designation.
It's, let's see, control are combat around 5. Are they on Guard Commander? They are.
Yeah.
And also some guys doing force and archery. That front line is.
So I
is
get
force
that. Does he have enough? They're not even blessed? No, these guys are blessed. Fire resistance, undying, enchanted blood. That is nice on the red. I do like the idea of that for expansion, because one of the problems is in the winter they get really bad hit point stats. So the enchanted blood and undying is going to be the way to keep them alive. Oh god.
Yeah, and Infuser, they've been that really enjoyed its scale. So
Oh god.
yeah, that Gifts from Heaven, like I think it's like the most bust evocation in Dominion 6 because that it's still 3 meteors, and then now it it used to be that way, sort of most of the tiles with myth, but now the myth is still a lot higher than itself in live slayer.
Yeah.
But
This might work.
They've now webbed. Webbed is a whole TMTI. Everybody is webbed.
Yeah, that's wild.
Spider bite.
But it looks like Tianchi's gonna win.
Is the spider
Wow.
bite armor piercing?
No,
It's not. Okay.
it's just normal piercing gun. That is wild. Was that how this actually went?
So I think it was similarly close, but TNG lost in the actual game.
Oh, well,
I think
if the
the
TNG
difference
player
is
is
that-
watching this, they're gonna get. This is a nice consolation prize to know that your idea could have worked.
Yeah,
They probably just got
I think
more
that happens in the
with
real
the
gamers.
meteors.
Well, I think it's just the flankers. So those flanking formations got around the back and got in parts of the mages, so they started making themselves weird. It's just sort of the flanks held for quite a while, and then in this battle they sort of broke through on the flank.
I mean, this was an expensive loss in this replay for TNG, but not that bad. They lost, I don't know, 6 mages, and Machaca had all their shit retreat. And then for the troops, they lost the archers in the front, and they lost the chaff, but it looks like they kept, that's the heavy horseman, or the red guard. Yeah, most of the red guard survived. And this is a far worse outcome, right? Because I think we only saw, like, I don't know, 7 or 8 maybe Imperial Jamancers die at most. And then the red guard died, whereas in our replay they survived. So yeah. That's cool. It's so wild. I love how RNG can swing things that much. Because, like, you know, in Dominion, you kind of have, like, the law of large numbers. Where, like, yeah, things should play out mostly similarly. But then sometimes they don't.
Yeah, I think it's mostly close battles that can swing that much. Like, you know, there's some battles where you lose 5 guys and the RNG difference is probably going to be 3 or 7 or whatever.
Right, it's not going to change a battle that you dramatically won until a battle you barely won or something. But very cool.
The Nabat fight versus Indies is also cool because it's bogus.
Oh yeah, watch out. If any of you have watched my single player games, you'll know that I have lost to bogus a shamefully large number of times. There's some game where I think I was playing Middle-Aged Ulm in a single player or something. I mean, these guys were basically farming me for, you know,
for XP.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
I sent like 4 parties in to die.
What I thought was very clever here is he brought sort of a cluster of mages to spam illusions at bogus. The tactics. There's actually running ahead of his troops are a bunch of these illusions that are wasting Bogus's time with his waste sword.
Yeah, and these guys, let's see, remind ourselves of the bliss. Yeah, I like that. I do think attack skill is the one stat they kind of need, so I like getting that here. Okay. Cool. And you've got this throne. This is the silver throne, so that's really nice to have. Check out what?
The main thing, so if you look at the messages, one thing you can see at the very bottom of them is there's sort of a weird thing. Yeah, that we killed 378 brigands in Karnag. And I don't understand how there were 378 brigands to kill. There's something weird about blood hunting that the numbers sometimes are like 4 times bigger than I expect them to be. But in any case,
well, they changed.
Blood hunting
okay. I think they changed a fair few parts of the blood hunting math. I think it's more expensive, and I don't know how well they changed it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he lost that much of population. So. Actually, you can generate a ton with the number of blood hunters you have. You probably are going to be generating a fuck ton of unrest. Holy shit!
Yeah,
it might be that much.
I don't know. I've never seen anything like 378 unrest, and the population is not like I was sort of watching the population in this province, and it's not losing 200-300 a turn. It's not. It's I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough. But in any case, that's what our army is doing. Is where all of those sort of little goblins are just.
Okay, Gautier. Oh, he's going to come help with the mission to finally kill these cavemen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are you doing these in different... This doesn't make sense. Explain the formation here.
I believe the intent is that those troops are going to kill everything, and the Kappas are basically commander guards. So cavemen have really bad attack and defense stats. And so these unfiends, which are kind of crappy for some things, are actually really good against them, because it's 2 attacks, good stats, and they should just blend the cavemen. That's the vision.
Okay. We'll see if that happens. And yeah, let's go to next turn. We probably fit one more into this episode. All right, and we are back with turn 27.
There is a pretty big fight in this one, so you might not want to spoil it.
Okay. Yeah, Mercury Pond. You guys found a bunch of sites this turn. That's really nice. Okay, the big battle is which one? This one?
Asphodel, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Holy Jesus. God.
Yeah.
Do not want to
Yeah,
fight that.
Yeah, so I think that the scale of this army is sort of why Kirby has been telling me you better be ready to fight Asphodel because just that their free spawn scaling is just so huge.
God.
So this is turn 27. Like this is still like late early game. And this is 1200 or something units, including quite a number of the free spawn.
How much is this? 1,200?
I think so. Well, we'll see in the battle report.
The army said 700 in the report last turn.
Yeah,
so it's possible they combined
a lot more. So the Carrion Furies were not present in the last, and there's now 30 of them or so, maybe 20.
As sad as it is, I think you actually have to ball up for this. Because I think man's going to lose all their commanders or something, right? Like, I think they need the banishment and other things. God, these Black Centaur. So the man blesses fear and awe and heroism. And a lot of them have a good number of stars, like 2 or 3.
Yeah. I mean, this is the bless that, if not for Growing Fury, would be really strong. But everything here is either perfect morale or is just Asphodel brought like 12 mages to do just the touch of madness.
Berserking, yeah.
Because it turns out that if you don't do that, then they'll be off en route before they manage to take damage and go berserk with how high his defense skill is. It's actually really important.
But these guys are nuts. Look at it. Okay, that guy doesn't have both. This guy's got both. 24 attack, 21 defense. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And the 24 attack lands, like, that is a really strong repel. Like, even a high quality unit like those knights are probably getting repelled decently often.
Yeah.
If you scroll down to the south flank, I think it's the one.
It's breaking, yeah. I mean, honestly, the Knights of Man's doing a lot better here than I expected. And I think in my single player game with Man, I think I killed an Asphodel. I don't know. I was fighting huge stacks and surviving, like twice as big as this, but they didn't have these Centaur buffed and berserked like
really
this.
You opened your longbow here.
What did Man have for mage support?
Pretty minimal.
Monks, which aren't going to do shit. These guys.
Yeah, I think both sides did like group barkskin level of magic.
No barkskin on him.
Yeah, they did not have coverage. Asphodel also didn't have coverage. Like, they got a third of their black center buffed with barkskin.
I think as Man, I don't think you can survive. Like, I think this probably is Mission Impossible, but I think the only way you might be able to is to just put them all on guard commander and hope you can like banish enough undead to get, you know, those guys to rout and paint some buffs on the knights and pray to God, you know?
Yeah, but they're berserk. Like, they won't rout even if you throw an army rout, right? Like, the problem is how do you kill the centaur?
Well, you still have to kill the centaur, yeah. But, I mean, easier to do that probably with mage support. Well, I mean, the knights can kill them. You know, there's going to be dead centaur in the battle report.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, he lost 20. Ooh, woof.
For
80 Knights of Avalon, right? That's
Who's playing Asphodel again?
I think the username is Sislock, SSLOCK.
Okay.
I hadn't met him before, but I will say that this was the first hint to me that this is a quite good player.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the first hint actually was seeing his bless and being like, yeah, that's a bless I would run. And then, you know, this was just a very well scripted army.
Yeah, that's scary as hell. That's very scary. And man
think,
doesn't
like,
have
the
great access to like battlefield wipes and stuff that you would use to take this out.
Yeah.
Is, which really it's like maybe earthquake or stuff to thin this out. But how much?
I think the tactics I thought were really quite skillful from Asphodel, because he sort of dodged the army, took all the territory, and then
Yeah.
combined
He
everything.
did this to seal the deal.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's always nice to take the risky battle once you've already kind of secured yourself the guaranteed win. Strategically. And I think the touch of madness thing is really smart too.
Are the horses big enough to turn into carrion ogres? If he kills the horses out.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. I think they turn into carrying horses. I think it does have capacity specific transformations on those.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, rip man. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I think it's actually possible that the best thing man could have done is stayed inside the fort and made Asphodel have to kill him or storm it.
I don't think you should do that ever.
One thing that could mess up that army is getting stuck behind the fort walls, right? Or stuck on the fort walls, right? Like they don't have a way through.
Well, I mean, you can still do that. I mean, you only need 20 knights to clog up the gate for a very long time.
Yeah, that's right.
But I generally think you need to ride out and fight rather than sit in your fort and wait for them to storm. So even if it's technically worse.
I mean, he's dead. The only question is, if he wanted to kill as much Asphodel stuff as possible, he might have been able to kill twice as much with a more constrained battlefield.
Yeah. Yeah, that's intense. Well, it'll be really interesting to see what Asphodel does. A lot of times Asphodels can play really aggressive. I'll be interested to see what this one does, if they keep moving or if they sit still.
Yeah, the other thing to mention about Asphodel, if you look at the map, he actually could throne rush pretty soon if that was his preference.
What's going on here? Oh, y'all bumped. Is this the place? So this is the place. Yeah. Oh, God. Wait, so let's watch the first one.
Worked. Yeah, the Bone Fiends worked perfectly. Exactly as I'd imagined.
Huh. You weren't lying. Yeah. Cool. And then you bump into Pyrene, who has real units.
Yeah. I was really hoping this cave did not have another entrance.
Attack, shock resistance, undying, blood, or strength 3, enchanted blood. Dreamy, okay.
Yeah, and some imps. Which I assume were script still the cavemen, not. I don't think he didn't know that I was there either. It was a blind bump.
Well, many have died here, and more to follow. So,
yeah, I had a friendly chat with Pyrene, and he graciously did not decide that he's gonna kick me out of the cave entirely, which obviously he could do with no challenge. Which is actually I really want those Zots for my blood hunting operation. So
yeah, oi, okay. Game's spicy now. I at this time I don't feel like you guys. I mean, y'all have a great start.
We were really worried about who to fight next and if we could actually do so with Asphodel at our back.
Yeah, I don't think you could easily. I mean, it depends. You could have a quick war next with Asphodel at your back. Fighting into Asphodel also kind of sucks because you don't get much. And it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
I don't think you fight Asphodel without some kind of battlefield clear.
And Asphodel's
the main thinking on Asphodel.
So
yeah.
Go ahead.
The main thinking on Asphodel is we really aren't in a position to sort of muster against them. We don't have any forts over there, so I think we're putting a lot of gold into building like 40 Knot Throne, and then also the province you clicked on right now.
Oh yeah.
In order to at least be sort of prepared to marshal against them, because there's a good chance that's going to be our next war, whether we like it or not. So,
Right. Okay, what
also
tech do you need to beat Asphodel, do you think?
yeah, I think currently we're thinking we really need Construction 5 to start getting our boosters online, but I'm kind of thinking Evocation 7 for Firestorm
Yeah.
might be necessary to clear all of that horde of calf.
Y'all also have Earthquake
and
access,
obviously
right?
Yeah, Earthquake and also a Banefire is one of the better answers to this Black Centaur.
Yeah.
Sort of anything where you can kill them without being in melee with them seems good. Like it's gonna be very hard to buff our Daibakemono to be able to trade with them in melee.
Yeah. And when it's an army that big and tanky, you can't really Phoenix Pyre do them anymore, especially with the battle times out. Then your thug's gonna die.
Well, they've got
and then sort of the other
as well, so they might just fatigue you out.
True.
Yeah. But the other thing is that Asphodel has one of the best research timings in Dominion 6 because of how early they get ports and the fact that they can do the Dreamstones, which is the 5-gem Glamour
Great.
research booster. So it's pretty likely they'll have, the Rigor Mortis play ready by the time, before we have whatever we'd want to do. So it's very vexing, I would say. I think the current plan is hope that they have something else that they're trying to do. And hope that thing isn't throne rushing, because that's sort of the other risk. They have 3 thrones, and they're not too far from 2 independent thrones. Like the North-South, this is a 6 throne to win game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most
they haven't
was tasking
claimed
me with doing a lot of testing to try and figure out what we can
Yeah, that is risky.
like that Indie throne is a Springhawk one. That might be hard for them, but Black Centaur can stealth, and so can Carrion Lords. Like in theory, if those 2 thrones were weak, they could just go grab them, and stealth attack our throne in the north, and maybe they don't quite have enough stuff to hit all of those right now. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's what I'm thinking about right now is like, could they just throne rush on us?
Okay. Well, this is very interesting, and fortunately, it's a problem you guys have to figure out, and not me, because I'm sitting here scratching my head. I felt like at the beginning of this episode, I felt like you guys were in a great position, but honestly, that Asphodel army, just watching it, it's kind of come to Jesus for me. Jesus Christ, maybe your position's not as good as I thought. All right, well, let's end this recording for this episode here, and for the viewers, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And Darkside Cookies and Demosthenes, thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Yep.
Any closing thoughts?
Oh man,
I'm just glad our Eyes of Goblins were there to catch both of those cool fights this turn.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. We'll see you guys on that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm really glad I got to Hydra this one. If I encountered this as a solo player, it'd be extremely vexing.
Yeah,
and I mean a lot having someone to bounce ideas off of.
Anything in Dominions is counterable through the most mighty weapon, which is the forces of diplomacy. So maybe that's what will happen too. But this also is I wouldn't want to fight Asphodel. You guys might be like, hey, Lucid, come help me fight Asphodel. I'd be like, do I have to?
Yes. Is there anything else that I could do that would be profitable and not game ending?
Yeah. Yeah, yuck. At least they don't have assassins. That's all we can say. All right. Well, cool. We'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.